Hi, my name is Jessica Noonan, and my Thrive project is focused on equitable family engagement. I want to begin with a brief overview of some research related to this topic. Parent involvement has been shown to be beneficial to just about any student outcome that we think about measuring in our public school system. However, there's also research that demonstrates that there is disparity in parental involvement between different racial groups and different socioeconomic groups. And some scholars have found that perhaps one of the reasons for these disparities that we see are because parent involvement practices are often rooted in white middle class norms. So if you think bake sales and PTA, how we think about as educators what counts as family engagement is very much rooted in this white middle class lens that sometimes fails to acknowledge differences in power, cultural differences, or even the systemic constraints faced by families who are facing economic difficulties. So some of my past and current work, my dissertation focused on this topic, and what I found there is that family engagement was very much siloed and not considered as an overall strategy used throughout the practices that happen in the school. And I also found something interesting about families, that many of them felt like they didn't have the skills or the understanding to navigate through the institution of our public schools. Currently, I have a grant-funded program. I have 2 family support specialists that are working in 2 Tulsa elementary schools, and they're working with families who have been identified as families who have not engaged with the school and whose children are struggling in some capacity. And the school has recognized that they don't have the tools to partner with these families. So our family support specialists are working alongside families through a really strength-based empowerment model that's asking families to really think about what their dreams or their goals are for their children and to work together to develop some strategies to achieve those goals. So all of my work has led me to develop a framework for thinking about family-school partnership. If we look at the top of this framework, if the ultimate goal for me is to really think about how families can come alongside educators and really be co-designers of systemic change, I think that's what's most important, because we take students out of their homes for 7 hours a day for 13 years. We really have to work closely together with families and educators working as a team. But often what's lacking are some of these foundational pieces. We find that families sometimes don't trust the school and vice versa. There's not a shared sense of belonging. Schools are often very walled off from their communities. And that makes it difficult to develop shared understanding around how students are performing or help parents be the advocates that they truly can be in their children's lives and in their children's education. And so for my Thrive project, I want to develop a program that really works on developing these foundational skills that in a way that leads towards families being co-designers of systems change. And so how I conceptualize this is a family mentors program in which we'll work with family members of students who want to volunteer in a long-term paid capacity within the school to work directly with students. And this is beneficial because it meets a need that we have in the schools with them being understaffed, but also it allows families to really see day to day what students are working on, what skills they need to learn, and develop capacity to support that skill development both in home and at school. We will meet with our family mentors regularly and help to develop their leadership and their ability to navigate the school system and make informed decisions for their students. And we also will provide a way for them to broaden their social networks and build relationships with educators and with other parents in the community. And ultimately, the goal is to build collaborative leadership structures within our schools that allow families and educators to work collaboratively and bring their unique strengths to addressing the challenges that are facing our public schools today. Thank you very much.